What up? What up? What up, fam?
Yo, what's poppin', fam?
We are back and waiting
What it
for
is?
what it ain't, what it could be, is what Cam Newton say. What
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is,
got
what it
snow
ain't, what
again,
it
right?
could be. Huh?
Yeah, got snow again down there.
Yeah, we got snow and ice. It became snowmageddon.
That's crazy.
Um,
Today?
nah, today was finally it was sunny, but like yesterday, it took me 3.5 hours to get home.
Shit, damn, that's crazy.
Like, yeah, I almost got into like I almost hit two cars, almost ran off the road 4 or 5 times, and
Wow.
and then almost slid off the highway like at least 4 or 5 times. So like we we are not equipped for cold inclement weather. I said I know the
Yeah,
northern making fun of us, but it's
I
different
mean,
down
yeah,
here.
yeah, I don't have the right tires and all that stuff too.
Nah, because it doesn't
Yeah,
make sense for us to get it like that. This has been 10 years. It was 20. Literally, it's 2015 when we had the last uh snow issue. So
gotcha.
what up? What up? What up? From everybody, we got folks on. Let us know where you tapping in from. By all means, uh, what's up? What's up? If you know, you know. Instant Leonard. If you have your questions, any style related questions, by all means, leave them for us. We're waiting for the third member of the team to join. He may not know how to use this technology yet. So we're gonna say so. Uh, we're figuring it out. But how was your week so far?
So far, so good, bro. I can't believe January is already over
Almost over.
almost. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
wild. It's wild.
yeah, bro.
Yeah,
It'll creep up on us if we're not careful.
absolutely, absolutely.
So, I had an interesting conversation. Not that we have to continue it here,
Hmm.
um, but I had an interesting conversation about uh, pity and
Hmm.
whether or not stylish guys should go to pity. And I got some good insights. Um, so we can definitely talk about that. Victor Cruz, what's going on? Tapping in from Charlotte. Answer what's going on. We got Don Howard from Kansas City. Go Chiefs. I don't. We're not pushing that, but okay. I don't know who I'm going for. So yeah, go Chiefs. I don't know. And then we got Philly in the house. All right, what's up? What's up? So, um, yeah. Any questions that you have? Again, it's the Menswear Mastermind shoot around. So, this will give you a chance to ask your style questions to interact with us. My man Vlad, Style Jumper, as well as myself, Style Architects. We don't know where Style Jumper is, but he'll figure it out. I don't know where he is.
Oh man, so
So,
funny.
um, okay, Saltine Crack coming in from DFW. That was not an insult. That was your name. And then PG. All right, what's going on? So, yeah, I had an interesting conversation. I was going to talk about like how to dress in the cold, but we don't go nowhere when it gets like this type of cold. We stayed our
Man,
ass
it's
at home.
been it's been brutal in New York, bro. Like
Yeah.
1 degrees, 2 degrees.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday morning it was one. This morning it was two. So I guess that's an improvement. You know, it's been wild, bro.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
been cold here, and we do not dress up once it's cold. I've been in the house all day. This and t-shirt. I threw on the sweater,
Mm-hmm.
dress this up a little bit, and my sweats. So um, that was until I get some elegant PJs. That's what this was looking like. Uh, he thoughts fashion. Asked a question. He said, as a sartorial enthusiast, do you keep do you guys keep up with what goes on? What comes out of
Hey,
heritage
hey, hey!
fashion houses?
I'm working here.
So, yeah, man, let me let you know. South Africa in the house. SG Will Martin, what's going on? So he talks fashion says as a sartorial enthusiast, do you guys keep up with what comes out of the heritage fashion houses? Vlad, do you keep up with them?
No.
Yeah, I'll say I'm aware. And I guess a deeper question there, pause, would be like, what are we aware of, or what are we paying attention to in that space? We're always up on new fabrics that are coming out with different fabric houses and mills because we need those every season. But as far as designs or things of that nature, if it comes across my feed or if I'm doing research, then I will find that. But it's not something that I actively go and look for, especially for fashion houses. If we're talking about that in a classic sense, if we're talking about sartorial houses or any of those different types of components, then we'll pay attention then, but usually not like a fashion house for me. Like, I'm not paying attention to what Gucci's doing. So, um, all right, we got JP Price from PG County. Yeah, I used to love when I meet a when out here like a girl was from PG County because they always used to say it was Pretty Girl County. Never really met no ugly girls from PG, so that might be true. So shout outs to PG. John Doe said Jersey's in the building. Yeah, we got to get you guys on immediately so y'all can shout out where you're coming from. There's don't forget if you have any questions, leave us your thoughts, any style tips that you may need help with, and by all means let us know, and we'll get that. We also, for any of the folks who are on YouTube, um, we potentially may be looking for a admin for our lives soon. So just bear that in mind. We may be reaching out to some of you guys. If you're interested in being an admin, let us know. Um, yeah, man, Pretty Girl County. You need to get to PG County up in this. So, right now with the cold, what have you been donning to make sure that you are staying warm, Vlad? Since you got to be out in the elements. You thinking about it? Oh, Vlad, I can't hear you, bro.
Yeah, say it again, bro.
I said, what have you been donning like to keep yourself warm out in the elements?
Definitely layering, bro. So a lot of cardigans, like sleeveless cardigan mostly when I'm in my suits. Scarves, of course, and my top coats, and long johns for sure. You know what I mean? So, so it's like there's really nothing you can do, bro. I mean, you're gonna feel it. It's just a matter of looking stylish while you do.
All right.
So that's what I've been doing. But I try to avoid outside as much as I can. But you can't do it altogether. So you have to step outside. In between buildings or whatever. But yeah, that's what I've been doing though.
Yeah, I think a lot of people sleep on the benefits or the need of long johns. When I was living in New York, I was like, especially coming from Texas,
Mm-hmm.
I was Long John City. Like, I had about 4 or 5 pair of them bunch because
Yeah, hell yeah.
I was throwing them on. So
Hell yeah. I get the ones from Uniqlo, Heat Tech line from Uniqlo.
okay,
And yeah, they're great, bro. So yeah, I never leave the house without those for sure.
no, that's yeah, it's definitely
Yeah.
necessary. We got another
Yep.
question from Don Howard. Question about tweed. Harris tweed seems to get all the praise in the tweed world. What would you suggest instead for warm? As far as tweed goes, what are your thoughts, Vlad, with that question there with tweed?
Well, it seems like he doesn't want Harry's tweed, right?
Right, that's what I'm getting from it.
Well, it depends on what you're looking for. Is it like suiting? Is it sport coats? Flannel can do the job, but is going to depend heavily on the weight of the flannel.
Hmm.
Um, Because certain flannels, they're just there for looks. They don't give you the benefit of keeping you warm. So I always tell guys you want to have at least at minimum 12 ounces for flannel. But if you really want something that's going to keep you warm, you're probably looking at around like 14, 15 would be what I would recommend in that. But that's mostly for suiting, you know. So, but if it's sport coats, I myself typically go for tweed when we're talking about sport coats because I find it to be indestructible. And you know, really nothing like it for sport coats, in my opinion.
Yeah, I would say like with Harris Tweed, it's important to remember that Harris Tweed is a brand. Um, it's not necessarily a style of like weave. It's not a barley corn. It's not a bird's eye. It's not a plain weave. It's just a brand. And so because of the longevity and the legacy of that brand, that's why you're seeing the awareness of that. And then not to mention if you ever done any research on Harris Swede, Ireland has a governmental agreement, I guess for lack of a better term, that speaks to them utilizing that name. So you can't say that it's Harris Tweed unless you are utilizing that particular mill. So it's more of like a propaganda or a advertising ploy, still for quality pieces that you're getting there. But you can do Donegal tweed. I mean, tweed doesn't have to be the heavy, like rough um, weave that you typically see. It could be a Donegal. It can be there's another one that is escaping me right now that that you can utilize
The herringbone
the herringbone,
is what you're
the
looking for.
herringbone tweed, and so even with those, you can get different styles where still technically tweed. It's just not Harris tweed, and they can use finer fabrics. It's probably not going to be as sturdy as Vlad was talking about with Harris tweed, wide sole, thick paws, and coarse. That's what keeps the wind from cutting through. So it's just something to keep in mind there. Um, with that. So especially for a sport coat, it's not going to be you know rubbing against your like legs, or you're not gonna have to worry about like linings as much because you can have it lined and you have a sweater on, some long johns, all those other things. So Tony Rogers said thank you. Um, and Tom said, or Don said thank you, and Tom says keep teaching, my guy. Um,
My guy.
so we got another question from John Doe, and I guess my man Style Jumper was having some technical difficulties. We was asking if I was on. He was like, yeah. And follow up. Okay. So John Doe, I recently volunteered to be an usher at my church. The downside is that it's mandatory to wear a black suit. I own one, but it's a little ill-fitting. Is it worth it to invest in an MTM black suit? I'm gonna let you answer that first, Vlad.
I mean, in that case, MCM is not always the answer for me. You know, if you can find a good one off the rack that fits, that works too. A lot of people think MCM is the answer to everything. It's really not, because a lot goes into that. You know, you can't return it if it doesn't. You know, if it doesn't really fit well, all those other things. So I don't really think MCM is always the answer. With that said, you do have to. I would definitely advise you get one that fits, though, whether you go MCM or whether you do or ready to wear, because you know since you volunteer to do that, and the one that you have doesn't fit well, then you know you still want to present yourself in the best light, I would say, and get one that fits. Whether it's MCM or ready to wear would be up to you, I guess. Actually, I'm in the process of getting one made now, MCM. That's going to be my first ever black suit, but mine is a flannel black suit. Because I feel like it takes some of the edge off of just a regular wool black suit, if you know what I mean. Because I couldn't do that, but flannel I can do. So I am getting my first black suit finally, and mine is MCM simply because you can't really find a flannel black suit ready to wear. I don't know anybody that sells that.
Yeah, I
So
don't think I know anybody either.
yeah.
I would say if you have one, but it's a little ill fitting, take it to the tailor first. Take it to an expert tailor and see what they can do. Far better for you to invest the $100, $150 that it may take for you to make some alterations, than for you to invest $800 or $900 that could be utilized for something else. Remember, the major things that most tailors are not going to be able to adjust. If your points on the suit jacket are too small, they are not going to be able to extend those. But if they're too big, if it's too big, they can recut that shoulder line, but it's like $150 to $300 alteration depending on where you are and who you're working with. They can reduce the chest if it's too big. They can take in the side seams. They can also take in the size through the vents if you're dealing with an expert tailor. But these things are costly. So if it's for you being at the church, God said, I think the good book said, "Come as you are." That may have been a pastor I heard, but uh, if the Bible said, "Come as you are," come as the best representation you can as an usher, to show your self respect and then show respect for the space that you're in. But it doesn't necessarily need to be a MTM unless you're going to be like right below the pastor or something, and he says something to you. We got a super chat from our man Tom Rogers. Thank you very much for that super chat. It's appreciated. Um, and
Thank you, Rev. We appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, man, we appreciate that. So Edward Thompson said, "I'm going to need all those fabrics now since I'm in Florida and it's snowing down here." It's real. That is real.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
wild.
all right, so it's 8:24. We got on a little bit late, so we'll rock till about 8:28,
Yeah,
8:30.
yeah, yeah. We good.
Um, but Saltine Cracker, I don't necessarily like this name, but we gonna rock with you, Saltine. What would you recommend for funeral attire? I don't have a classic charcoal or navy suit yet. Would a navy blazer be acceptable? I would say for today's society, more times than not, yes, because I don't feel like a lot of people are really respectable at funerals anymore. There's not a sign of ceremony. So you throwing on a navy blue blazer, white shirt, dark tie, like blue, charcoal, gray, black, and then a pair of black trousers. I mean, a pair of gray trousers is how I would go there personally.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I always recommend a midnight navy suit if you have one. If you don't, then a navy suit or a charcoal suit. But yeah, even in a navy blazer, you'd probably be um, one of the few that's probably wearing something like that. Unfortunately, nowadays it's crazy what I see at funerals.
Yeah,
So yeah, I would say if that's what you have, you gotta do what you gotta do.
yeah,
Black shoes though, definitely. If you have if you have a pair of black shoes, I would definitely do black shoes. And like Style Architect said, gray trousers with your navy blazer.
yeah. Um, so the next question we got from Key is, can you elaborate on collars, their importance, and good sources to learn more about collars?
I mean, if your face is a picture, the collar is the frame. So that's extremely important, because you can't hide it, right? It's right there. So good source to learn about collars. If you go to the Proper Cloth website, um, they do have like a collar thing that shows you different collars and how they look, so you can get an idea. I'm sure there's a better resource, but this is one of the ones that I've been using lately to kind of show people how different collars look. What do you think, Style Architects?
Yeah, I was gonna say Proper Cloth is a great resource for showing the looks, and not only is it a frame, but you'd be surprised at what collars can convey. A lot of guys are going, not as much now, but they were going for those extremely cutaway collars, extreme cutaway collars that um, look good with ties if you have the right knot. But then guys didn't know how to tie the knot without keeping their tie proportionate. So then they looked kind of crazy. It's also important to understand that facial shape is going to be a strong determinant on which styles look good on you. I was watching The Godfather recently, just rewatching it for style, just to take in style. That in The Cotton Club. If you haven't seen The Cotton Club, just check out The Cotton Club with Richard Gere, Gregory Hines. And it was interesting that at the time they were doing the straight point collars, but the straight points weren't coming straight down. They had a slight spread. And so the straight points looked really good on guys with bigger faces, looked great on Don Corleone. But then when Michael Corleone starts wearing it, it looks crazy because Al Pacino has a much longer face, more ovular face. And so to Vlad's point, it is the frame, and it's also just something that's going to either make your head look bigger, make your head look like it's on a balloon, like a
Pause.
balloon on a string. Pause. I was- Right on a string. I was gonna get to the pause. Um, or or it can make your head look longer like a peanut. Pause there. So it's just important for you to know what works for you. This is why we have the Menswear Mastermind. When we're working with our clients, that's some of the things that we're paying attention to is what's going to work best for the individual, not just for the trend or for what people are saying is cool. And guys forget that there are sartorial trends as well. It's not just the fashion trends. There's the types of collars that guys are wearing, the colors that guys are getting, all those things. So
Yep.
see, y'all guys wait till you always do this. You wait till we gotta get off, and then you start asking questions. We're gonna
Yeah,
run
but
through
they,
these
they
real
they
quick.
can they can join us in the mastermind.
Tell them where they can join us on the mastermind.
Yeah, patreon.com// menswear mastermind. This is something that we get together every Wednesday night from 8:30 to 10 o'clock on Zoom. Three different perspectives between myself, Style Architects, and Style Jumper. We teach, we do workshops in there. We have Ask Me Anything. We have a whole bunch of different things that we go over. And it's not just menswear, it's mostly menswear, but we talk about a lot of other things as well. We have special guests come in. Like we had one of the guys who make his own fragrance. He came in to talk to us. So we do things like that inside of the Menswear Mastermind. Right now, it's only $47 a month, and if you pay the whole year, you pay for 10 months, so that way you save yourself 2 months. So the whole year would be 470, and if you don't do the whole year, it's $47 a month. But I've been telling the guys we've been doing this for over a year now that we have to raise the price. So I don't know how much longer it's going to be 47 a month, but that's what it is right now. So once again, patreon.com// menswear mastermind.
Yup. So we're gonna run through these comments. I think we got one or two quick questions that we can answer. Um, I get it. John Doe 66 is probably hard to get things off the racks. Um, but if you have something that does work for you, then I would invest in that before investing in a black suit that you're not going to get a whole lot of use for. Um, Tom Ryder said charcoal is far more versatile as a pastor. I rock black all the time, and that makes sense as a pastor. We appreciate it. Tom also said, "I'm in Florida freezing my Oxfords off." Hey, um, it seems like style needs a funeral nowadays. Nowadays, um,
Facts.
good question right here, real quick. When is it appropriate to wear lapel pins and what kind?
I would say it depends on the type of lapel pin. I wear a lapel pin every single time unless I forget it.
Yeah,
But mine's are very subtle. So there's nothing that's going to be in your face like that. I get mine from Dapper Woodworks. So just Google Dapper Woodworks. So I believe it's dapperwoodworks.com. My guy Justin will take care of you. Tell him that I sent you. But yeah, those are very small and they only add a little bit of subtle touch to the outfit, but nothing crazy. So those I would say you can wear them anytime. They come in different colors also if you want to be even more subtle than that. So that's my answer to that. What about you, fam?
mine was I'm not really big on lapel pins personally. I don't have anything against them. It's just not my cup of tea. But I would say the one that I was wearing was Satori, I think. I want to say it's called Satori. There's a gentleman out of San Francisco who's making these beautiful smaller lapel pins that have a stone inside of it. So it was just a very subtle um, element that you could add there.
Uh,
Uh,
we we have a few guys in the waiting room already on Zoom, bro. We
all
gotta
right,
run.
so we're gonna head out. Yo, Keith, thank you for the super chat as well.
Oh yeah,
Um,
appreciate you, fam.
so much game for Vlad from Vlad
Thank you, Key.
and
Appreciate
giving
you.
it. Pause. Um, and if you guys have any questions that we didn't answer, by all means, meet us in the Menswear Mastermind, patreon.com/Menswear Mastermind. You still got a little bit of time to join, so we'll
Yep.
make that happen.
And if you join tonight, man, we can still send you the link to join us live inside of the Zoom call. So it's not too late. But we do this every Wednesday nights.
No doubt. So
All
we'll
right.
see you next Wednesday. Pete,
Yep.
bring your questions early next time. All right, Pete.
Peace out, guys.